Even Saturday, one price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Experience cool blue waters right in your backyard. All in-stock above-ground swimming pools at Bonsall Pool and Spa are now 50% off. This offer is good through the end of May or until supplies run out. Our stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new pool now. Visit bonsallpool.com/supernova above-ground pools to learn more today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, your Lincoln headquarters for swimming pools for more than 65 years.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Getting after it on a Tuesday. Welcome in to On the Block. I'm Austin Orman. He's Eric Strickland, the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA veteran, the source of knowledge. Strick, we're in the lab. We got some exciting stuff coming up here soon on the block, but especially today, a lot of good stuff. NBA playoffs in full swing. We'll get full reaction to the games from yesterday and some of the games going on tonight. We're also going to look at some of the talent in the league now and players and coaches. We're going to act as GMs. The general manager, Eric Strickland, general manager, Austin Orman of an expansion franchise. Who are the two players and the coach that we would pick to start our franchise with? That'll all be this hour. And then we'll focus more on football in hour number 2. So some NFL headlines. Also, Husker football spring game coming up this weekend. We'll talk about that with Steve.
Do we talk about the young talent or the ones that are on the way out? You know what I mean? Or like, is there going to be a constraint on the, you know what I mean?
It's whoever you want, Strick.
But
whoever you want. You're building a franchise. You can take an experienced player if you want the veteran leadership, but then you're going to have to look for a new face of the franchise.
Okay,
so
yeah.
You got to weigh that.
I know where I want to go. I like it.
Good deal. So if you have thoughts on that, get those in on the text line, 402-464-5685. Sponsored by Sartor Heyman, who also has our video streams that were the only way you could hear us yesterday. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I haven't heard that we're off radio, so I think we're back on 93.7 The Ticket on your radio dial, ticketfm.com. And, of course, download our free app. It's not hard. You get the live stream right there. You get podcasts right there. You get to see everything that's going on with the station. Stay connected wherever you're at. You can't get this anywhere. It's exclusive to Lincoln, specifically 27th and Pine Lake. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, Strick.
You can always go get it. Always go get it. The weather is definitely conducive for that type of wonderful food, especially now they cater. You can also do games night, whether you're going to the baseball game, whatever you want to do. I mean, it fits any type of mode that you may be in with the family, sitting at home. Obviously, March Madness is over, but now the playoffs are in action, and you got hockey, you've got baseball, whatever you want to do. Go get it. Mary Ellen's.
Strick, I need you to pull up the text line for a second and look at the most recent text from Professor Rick. Living his best life.
Oh, wow.
Living his best freaking life.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. You're inspiring me. Professor Rick, you've got to be inspiring me right now. I need to make a move.
I just got done backing you up that you're here quite a bit. Don't give in to what Rico's saying about being gone all the time, Strick.
Yeah, I know. Gosh dang it. That looks so beautiful. Just tantalizing right now. Just would love to put my feet up and have me a little Mai Tai. Yeah. Professor Rick, you're doing the dang thing, bro.
You are, and we appreciate you making us part of your thing down there with the White Sand, Gentle Breeze, Emerald Waters, and no work, living it up. But we got to get to work straight, talking some NBA playoffs. Let's start out west. Let's 3-6 series that I think had a lot of headlines going in, has certainly lived up to it. 2 close competitive games so far between Golden State and Sacramento. And of course, when you get, big brother, little brother, you get 2 rivals from not that far away in Northern California. We anticipated fireworks, and we sure got them last night. Not just on the court in terms of the style of play. It was up and down, pretty good offensive performances from both teams. But you have Draymond Green and Domantas Sabonis going at it about midway through the fourth quarter. Golden State had to play the last 6 minutes without Draymond Green because, shocker, Draymond acted out again.
Yeah, that's what he kind of does, but I can also understand. I think it was a little excessive. I can say that Sabonis, by the way he landed, kind of had his arms hooked, and this is why they had to give him part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the excessiveness of what Green did is what caused him the situation.
Does he get away with it if he doesn't look down?
I think the response was going to draw them to see. That's the difference between what you can do now with the replays as opposed to in the past. I think in the past he probably would have got away with it. I think now with replay, the response and the reaction would cause you to wonder what happened there, and that can stop and lead you to the replays to be able to assess what transpired in that. It's no different than what happens now when you have the elbows. If the elbows are extended or the elbows are up, is it a basketball move? Those are the things that they're looking to. And so if you see a response, I think there needs to be more penalty to the fakers, to the ones that when you do that move causes us to waste time, waste resource in the game, all of that stuff to look at you doing some fly. I think there needs to be some penalties to that. If he didn't touch you, don't go to fly. Like if he hit you in your nose and your nose really hurts, that's understandable. But I think that's why the look down wouldn't have mattered. It was going to be something.
Is Draymond suspended for the next game? If you had to guess.
I think they're gonna try not to do that.
Okay.
The reason I think that it probably won't, I think because he received the flagrant one in Sabonis, being that Sabonis received that, it could be a response, but the response was excessive, which caused him the flagrant two. So I think it was an egg on to that situation, which would probably eliminate them from, suspending him. But there's a remembrance of a time when Draymond did something in the past, how that affected the whole series.
I know exactly where we're going.
You know what I'm saying? So I would venture to say that they probably don't want to do that because that has been something that's been scrutinized. It's something that's been talked about. There's film on it. People are still bringing it back up at times. This could be a time where it puts a microscope and a highlight on those areas. So I think they may try to just mull that one over, let it be what it is. 1 for Sabonis, 2 for him. Play on, keep it going.
2 series come to mind. The one that Draymond got suspended from, the most infamous series, would have been that finals that Cleveland takes down Golden State. It happens in game 5 that Golden State goes on to lose. Draymond suspended for game 6 back in the Bay. They lose that one. And then we get that all-timer in game 7, finished off with the block. The other one that I wouldn't have thought about that you brought to my mind as we were talking this through before the show was compare Draymond's reaction last night in Sacramento to last year's finals.
Yeah. Okay. So this could be, watch what happens in game 3. If anybody listening, correct me if I'm wrong. This is not, an actual factual, but it's a little tidbit that if you're really watching, there was a turn in the finals last year where Golden State really became bullies. You had Gary Payton II, you had Draymond Green. There was some friction, some actions, some look ups, look downs, a little shoulder bumps, some elbows. And then there was one specific instance where there was a little kind of scrum down in the Milwaukee Bucks end. All of a sudden,
Celtics.
I'm sorry. That's right. Celtics.
Mhm.
I knew it was green, but Celtics. They looked at them, walked into their bench, and was like, "Yeah, what y'all gonna do about it?"
We here.
Now, in the past, we might come to, throw a couple 2-piece chicken wings at you, get up out of here, But it kind of like the Celtics just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, well, we ain't gonna do nothing. And they kind of just stood there like, yeah, what's up? Like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? That was a turnaround, I think, of that whole series. And after that, it was like Golden State took over. And it was just that little bit of edge that they added to it. So when you had Draymond Green at the end, when he got kicked out, he looked at the fans and he was, yeah. And then he had a couple of his teammates got behind him. That could be a rallying cry, knowing that they're in a deficit, knowing that they're down. Watch how Sacramento responds in game 3. If they get blown out, do they bounce back? I'm impressed with them right now with the way that no matter what Klay Thompson does, he'll hit a 3. Steph will hit like a rainbow in the corner with defense on him. Talk a little trash and then come right back down, and then De'Aaron Fox, bang, right back in your eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? Or Harrison Barnes to the basket with a left roll. You know what I mean? It's always something. Someone steps up and is like, oh, okay, that's nothing. Let's come down and get another bucket.
A few things on this series before we flip over to the East. Let's start with this. Golden State was really bad on the road this year, 11-30. Yeah. So it's not a shock that they're down 2-0.
Right.
But Strick, they turned the ball over 37 times
Facts.
in 2 games.
In 2 games and 20 in this.
That ain't gonna get done.
That's not gonna get it done. I mean, you lose by 8 points and you have 20 turnovers. That's unusual for them. They're usually a lot better in taking care of the ball. Usually they're frustrating because they're moving so much. I hated teams like that. This is why I hated like Detroit. I hated a night when I knew we were going to play Detroit and I was assigned to Rip Hamilton because I freaking knew he was going to run all day long. That's what Golden State's whole team does, from Poole, Wiggins to, Draymond's running. They're always got some form of action, cutting, coming off, rescreens. They got all this stuff going on all the time, and it's never the same. So there's no pattern to it. It's just happening. That's some of the most frustrating stuff, but yet Golden State, Sacramento's like, okay, well, and whatever. Now, something that's unusual as well is you have Steph Curry playing 41 minutes.
Out of 48.
You know what I mean? That's unusual for him. He usually doesn't log that high of minutes in this early in a series. That could be something to kind of watch as well. How long will his legs be able to sustain? Because they're basically forcing him to not only do it on the offensive end, and they need him. They're only in the plus with him on the court. They go in the minus territory without him on the court. So, how is that going to affect him long term in this series, and if they end up going beyond?
The Warriors have that playoff experience, but the Kings are young and they're hungry. Do you think that being young, having fresher legs is an advantage for Sacramento, or do you think that the Warriors come back at home, get things figured out, and they're able to use their experience throughout the rest of the series?
I think it is. And this is why a lot of pundits, a lot of top tier, sports analysts and stuff are dumbfounded right now, as well as I, because you felt that this could have been a game of inexperience against fresh, minded individual. Now you're seeing it in some, like you have Keegan Murray struggling, right? Struggling immensely, made the most threes all time of any rookie. So he's capable, but this moment is really catching up to him. The experience that Malik Monk has had with his Laker times and LeBron letting him go, and this is showing up for the favor of Sacramento right now. Herder and those guys stepping up. Harrison Barnes, the veteran leadership of that.
Mitchell is a rookie.
Mitchell's a dog. So then you've got Sabonis, who's not necessarily, he hasn't figured out what they're trying to do to him yet. And it's very similar to who? Nebraska. They're playing him very similar to how teams were starting to play Derek Walker. They're shrinking the field, shrinking the floor. So as he attacks, it's not necessarily the initial defender in Looney or someone of that. It's the secondary guy that's coming over. So he has to be able to kind of stop in the short part of that, what we used to talk about with Derek Walker. He's got to be able to figure that out because he's really trying to over aggressively attack the rim, and he's getting hurt by that second defender, which Looney's putting good body on him, keeping him from elevating. The second defender is usually coming over and making a play on him.
The other series out west, as we talk about legs and having them by the end of the series, you mentioned that you thought LeBron looked gassed at the end of the game against Memphis. This is another one, Strick, where the Lakers steal game one on the road. They find a way to get it done. Do you think the Lakers have enough to finish the series and the rest of the playoff run, or will those Lakers catch up to them?
I think with the additions that they made, obviously Reeves and Malik Beasley, they've got good shooting now. D'Angelo Russell's capable of handling, so LeBron doesn't feel that he has to dominate that aspect of the game. You've definitely got I think the key factor in any part of it is going to be Anthony Davis, both on the defensive and the effectiveness on the offensive side of things. But if you can allow LeBron to not have to overexpend, you could probably make a good run.
Let him save it for the semis, the conference finals. Yeah. And then again, you got to use enough of him to get there. But if you can have the supporting guys step up in that first round, how far does that go towards saving LeBron for later rounds?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the importance. Those extra guys. I mean, great balance. LeBron, still pretty efficient, not bad. But those other guys, like for example, how Rui Hachimura, 30 minutes, 11 for 14 shooting, 5 for 6 from 3. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about with the addition. You're not even talking about Malik Beasley, who's a dead-eye shooter, only played 10 minutes. Rui Hachimura stepped up this day. It could be Beasley the next day. It's Reeves, 8 for 13, 3 for 5, 4 for 4, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. That's the type of stuff you've got to be talking about. Him handling the ball the way that he's handling the ball. D'Angelo Russell, effective but not overly, shooting wise, not perfect. But again, 7 assists, 2 turnovers. The only one with the most turnovers was LeBron James. But guess what happens when you get tired? Usually turn the ball over.
We got about a minute here, Strick, before we hit our first break of the show. Philadelphia looks like they're in control of that series. Brooklyn made a fascinating pivot from go all in on stars to go all in on just having a bunch of solid but not elite players.
Yeah.
What is that like for a team to go from those stars to that general competency but not elite level?
Well, I think where they're really getting hurt is in the front court. They've got great wings. They play a multiple small forward type of offense. The issue
Johnson, Bridges.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the issue with them is they're not getting full rebound support, but they're doing it collectively. They don't have nobody that just really can dominate that aspect of the game for them, right? They're not getting extra opportunities. So they have to shoot the ball well. They have to not turn the ball over. They have, which they're doing a good job of. And then they have to be effective in mucking it up. But then in doing so, you may take Embiid out. You pretty much did. Only had 20, only got 11 shots. But guess who goes nuts? You open the court up, you open the floor up, shooting opens up, and that's where you get Tyrese Maxey hits 6 for 13 from 3, 13 for 23 from two total. There you go.
For sure. More basketball talk on the other side here on the block.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mary Ellen Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is at some point, the plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsuranceNE.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and area linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Sunny skies, warm, windy conditions here for our Tuesday, an afternoon high of around 78. Southeast winds could gust near 30 at times. We'll see a chance of scattered thunderstorms late this evening into tonight. Low down to around 60. A high tomorrow of around 76 with another chance of evening thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Channel on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keeping the NBA playoff conversation going here the rest of this hour before we turn it over to football in hour number 2 here on the block, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. I'm Austin. He's Strick. Strick, I just saw a thread on someone that I've been pretty anti recently based on his style of play. I don't think either of us liked the acquisition of this player for this team. And that's Russell Westbrook with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
But to his credit, Russ made the play of the game to seal that win against the Suns. He locks up Devin Booker from the perimeter. He gets the block. And then as Booker looks at the ref, Russ takes off, saves it inbounds off of Booker to give the Clippers the ball. Incredible play by Russ. There's still something in the tank. But I saw this thread that to me highlighted all the good and all the bad of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
So Russell Westbrook in that game against the Suns shot 3 of 19. How hard is that to do in an NBA game? Shoot 3 of 19.
For Russell, it's not that hard. I look back and I remembered when they had their big three: Young, Durant, Harden, Westbrook.
And even 3.5 with Ibaka. He was a monster.
Yeah, in his early years, right? And then you throw in Perk. Okay. Young Perk was okay, though. He was good. He was all right. But when I look at it, I'm reminded of Kyrie Irving now and Luka Doncic. The only difference is you still had 2 alphas. There's no question that Kevin Durant is still an alpha. He's an alpha. He's a quiet alpha. He's a do it by example alpha. He's not a rah alpha, so forth, in your face and talking it. He just goes and gets buckets and leave you with 30 by the time he walks out the building, right? Westbrook, I'm remembering when it was game time moments. And I always could say that Russell Westbrook could either shoot you in the game or shoot you out of a series.
Had a little Adrian Martinez to him that way.
Yeah, he was one way or another. He was either going to be the best of the best. There was no seemingly in between. Or he was just going to do something that you were just going to be like, what the what's going on here, right? And that's why I think it's kind of weird. I knew this would be weird for them, but I thought his assist numbers, his defense, his putting pressure on in transition situations was still going to help that team. It was going to help Paul George to not have to be able to handle and have to create. Would have going to allow him to be able to, take time off the ball.
Where he's better.
Was going to allow Kawhi to be better defensively and focus on areas of his greatness and where he succeeds. And it was going to allow them to do things better as long as he understood his role. Now, he has to put up more shots because Paul George is not there, right? So we understand he's going to have to put up more shots. They need him to try to be effective in some way or shape or form.
So Russ goes 3 of 19. Do you care to guess who the last player to go 3 of 19 in a playoff game was?
Russell Westbrook.
As a Washington Wizard against the Sixers just a couple of years ago. In that game against the Sixers, Russ has 21 rebounds, 14 assists, and 2 steals. In this game against the Suns, he goes 11 boards, 8 dimes, 2 steals, 3 blocks.
That's phenomenal.
Contributing despite shooting 3 of 19 from the floor. Next question in this thread. Who has the most games shooting 3 of 19 in NBA history?
Russell Westbrook.
Not a rare occurrence for him. Okay, so Russell Westbrook, in games, he's done it 4 times. In games that he's gone 3 and 19,
they've won.
His teams have won twice.
That's crazy.
2 of the 4 times.
Yeah.
League-wide, when anyone else has shot 3 of 19,
it's a loss.
Their teams are 22 and 51.
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah. Well, all that tells you is that he still has a lot in his tank. They figured out how to use him. And that's a tribute to Tyronn Lue. Let's just be real about it.
Mm-hmm.
Tehran in the early stages was still trying to figure out, is it man? Is it him? Which one is going to give us the best opportunity to win? I think he's figuring out how to use him, when to use him, when he's going, even though he's not going. And isn't that crazy? That's an oxymoron, right? When he's going, when he's not going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he may not be going in the shooting category. He's going to struggle there. Let's just be honest about it. He's not the same.
It's who he's been his whole career.
Yeah, he doesn't finish the ball as much as he used to be able to.
Right.
He's just he still can elevate, but he's not like that same super athleticism that we used to see in his younger ages. He's older now, but he still can get downhill very quickly. He can still put pressure on you. He can still wear you out, be physical on the defensive side of things, and make it tough for you. And so that's where they're going to be able to use him. I mean, let's be real. Him and Kawhi are tough. I mean, when Russell Westbrook wants to play freaking defense, he can. Like that's just been his problem. I mean, he got into systems where they didn't require that of him. Tehran's not going to have that. Tehran knows that championships are won by way of defense.
Well, yeah, and he made that game-sealing play, which tells you he has it. So, aside from the 3 for 19 shooting, let's focus on the 11, 8, 2, and 3 blocks part. Since 1973, when blocks are a stat, only 13 players in NBA history have done that in a playoff game.
Michael Jordan.
Here's a list of those players. You have Russ, Jokic, AD, Giannis, Draymond, LeBron twice, Chris Webber, Hakeem twice, Larry Bird, Derek Coleman.
Whoa,
DCZ. Ralph Sampson, Clyde the Glide, and Bill Walton.
Mike didn't get in that one?
Mike didn't get in that one.
Wow. Clyde got in there, though.
He did.
Clyde Drexler, let me tell you about Clyde Drexler. Top 75, they got him, right?
Yep.
Clyde Drexler was the most super right-hand dominant player I've ever seen in my life, that no matter what, you knew he was going right, and yet you still couldn't stop it.
How does that happen?
That was Clyde Drexler. Listen, it did. If he put it in his left hand, he was coming back to his right, and he was going to stay right. And it didn't matter, but he still would somehow be able to finish and get the job done. I don't understand it. The scouting point on the scouting report on him, I knew it verbatim. I can tell you still to this day, and I'm still surprised that he was able to get it done the way that he was able to get it done. Super right-handed dominated. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So all those players I mentioned with the 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 blocks in a playoff game, Russ is the only player to do it with fewer than 10 points.
Dang.
Again, back to 3 of 19.
See, you're only going to get that on the block. Those type of stats that's my partner's forte.
And here's the best part about all of this string.
Yeah.
Struggling shooting, making an impact other places. All these stats, by the way, all this research courtesy of the Elias Sports Bureau on Twitter. Fun follow. They claimed it was the best clutch final minute of basketball in playoff history.
Wow.
Here's their rationale. Since 96-97, which is when they start their play-by-play data, Russell Westbrook is the only player since 1996-97 season to have an offensive rebound, a blocked shot, an assist, and go 2 of 2 from the free throw line within the last minute of an NBA playoff game.
Wow.
Didn't hit a field goal, didn't hit a game-winning shot,
but made winning
board,
plays.
Block, assist, 2 free throws.
Winning plays. That's winning plays. When it matters. In the same way that we talk about De'Aaron Fox in the fourth quarter, he is the greatest clutch player this year in the clutch.
One of the best clutch seasons of all time.
I mean, listen, when you need a bucket, go to that guy, De'Aaron Fox. Now, keep your eyes on Denver because Jokic has been struggling. He's playing solid, but Jamal Murray and those guys are really filling up the voids for them, and other guys are really stepping up. I just don't know if they can go deep without Jokic playing Jokic type of basketball. Maybe it's solidifying and moving him out of MVP contention. If he continues kind of in this, mediocre way of where he's been playing. But I think a lot of team scouting reporters saying his usage rate, his high by points, assists, it's like over 67% of what they do comes through him. Right. So I think teams are just saying we're going to take him out of it. And right now Jamal Murray and those guys are starting to fill in. How long can that last? We'll see.
Who's more important to their team's chances, at least in the first round? Jokic or Jimmy Butler?
To the team's success?
Yeah.
Man, Jimmy Butler. Because we know how far Jimmy Butler in the consistency of what Jimmy Butler does. He's one of the mid-range king. Him and DeMar DeRozan are mid-range kings, right? Mm-hmm. Jimmy Butler's he's a streaky, not consistent three-point shooter, but
he's wing Russ.
He's get your bucket. He's a tough matchup. He's pretty consistent throughout the game and so much that he does. But when they made that bubble run, if it wasn't for Jimmy Butler, they don't get there. Tyler Hero showed up too. Let's be real. Now, that's going to be the one to watch. How much Tyler Hero's absence is going to affect his team.
Puts a lot of pressure on Duncan Robinson.
Yes, because Duncan Robinson actually played pretty well in the bubble that time that they made their run.
Got him paid.
But his scouting reports is out on him. So if he hasn't elevated his game, changed, revamped, doing anything different, if he's still just stretch guy, he's not 3-and-D because he can't D. So what are the liabilities that are going to come out of Duncan Robinson is going to determine, I think, as well, who's going to fill in for because if the whole load is on Bam and Jimmy, I just don't know. I still think they don't have front court depth. Throw Udonis Haslem in the game. Let him get buckets.
Please. I still, that's going to be an all-time legendary performance from him in that last regular season game.
There's history. That's a historic moment.
Yeah.
Definitely in Miami history. It's definitely that. I'm still intrigued. I think the Hawks are done. They just
Why
are the
Hawks done?
I'm still not sold on Trae Young.
Okay.
I'm still not sold on him. I think DeJounte Murray he's showing me a little something. I'm just not sold on his leadership taking me deep anywhere with the style and the way that Trae Young plays. I just don't see it, especially against Tatum. The stuff Tatum's doing, bro. Right
silly.
Now is silly, and they've just got so much depth. And listen, Trae Young's going up against a juggernaut defender in Marcus Smart, so it's going to be tough for him every night. Whoever Marcus Smart is going to be on is going to make it tough. It's going to be a tough, rough night.
Marcus Smart is another guy that I think we will start to have the Russell Westbrook conversation about. He's not there yet because he doesn't dominate the ball nearly as much as Russ does, but there are games where he'll do that. He'll get in the way of Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
But they need him because he's such a good defender. He's similar to Draymond Green is for the Warriors because he's the heartbeat of that team.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And if he hits 3 threes in a game, I would love to see the winning percentage Boston has. Because if he can stretch the floor just that much, that goes a long way.
Who has been he has this in him, but who has been, I think, filling that aspect for Marcus Smart as far as on the scoring side of things has been Derek White.
I love me some Derek White.
Boy, the stuff he did in game one, they actually were looking for him. Like, Derek White he's coming through. Like if Derek White, I think if he's one of the ones that can take them a long way. He plays well.
Do you see some of yourself in Derek White?
A little bit.
Because I see a little bit of the outline where he'll handle the ball, he'll push a little bit, knocks down open shots, defends 1 through 4.
Yeah, a little bit.
I still think you beat Derek White.
I put Derek White on a block somewhere and give him some work. That's kind of that's where a lot of the stuff that I would. Some of the guards like Marcus Smart, I wouldn't take him down there because he's strong and pretty dangerous.
Do you take Drew Holiday down there?
Probably a little bit off the block with Drew. Not give him because he's very athletic too. He's got good spring. So the effectiveness on that, trying to put the ball down, I'd probably take him just one step off the block where I have one dribble to anything at the rim or to a pass against a Drew Holiday type. But those guys are great defenders, man. I love the way they play D.
That's awesome. That's our NBA playoff talk. We're going to start the football conversation in the shootout with Strick. NFL earnings we only did the tiebreaker yesterday. I rephrased it.
Okay.
So it's clear. I'm going to lay that out there at the beginning. But the highest paid athletes in the NFL, do you know who they are? We're going to get to that. And then we'll jump into some NFL headlines and then some Husker football headlines as well in hour number 2. But $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line. Call now to play the shootout with Strick on the other side.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5350 to get a quote today. Find us online at brokersinsurancenE.com. Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for The Body Shop. I recently had an incredible massage from Dennis and his team at The Body Shop, and now a massage for you can possibly turn into a free massage for your mom. That's right, with every service you receive in April, your name is put into a drawing for a free massage gift certificate that can turn into a wonderful Mother's Day gift for the mom in your life. Book your appointment at thebodyshoplincoln.com and stop by their location at 48th and A. The Body Shop.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
The Shootout with Strick is the game. That's what we're playing as we do every day at this time. Before we get into that, a little bit of breaking news. Someone from Nebraska basketball has entered the transfer portal. Not going to tell you who it is just yet, but just know this is big. It'll have a lot to do with the roster construction of the team, what it looks like, and how the rest of the offseason looks for the Big Red moving forward. So that's
it's interesting. Stay tuned.
That's what we're going to lead off the 3 o'clock hour with, is the transfer portal and another target that was thrown out there for Nebraska as well. But that's for next segment. Right now, we have the Shootout with Strick to play. We go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and I believe we have Dave on the line. Dave, how you doing this fine afternoon?
Oh, I'm holding steady.
Good deal. Hold on the line for me. We'll give Strick his round of questions first here in the shootout, then we'll get to you. Okay, so here's the category. And I copied and pasted this. I did not type it. I copied and pasted this from the website. The category, NFL's highest paid players by position in 2023 in terms of average salary per year.
Okay.
Okay. Highest paid player at a position.
Get off the Google, Dave. I know you on. I know you're on your phone right now, super Googling me.
No, I'm really not.
Okay, so this is average.
Okay.
This is average salary per year, not total value of contract.
Okay.
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 Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Clear.
Are you ready for round one of the shootout? Okay. Begins here in 3, 2, and 1. He's the highest paid running back in the NFL. Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey?
McCaffrey.
Yep. He's the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. Jair Alexander or Jalen Ramsey?
Alexander.
Yep. He's the highest paid tight end in the NFL. Travis Kelce or Darren Waller?
Kelce.
Nope. It's Waller. And he was last season's highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Say it again.
He was last season's highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Rodgers.
1.
What a pull!
Oh,
at the buzzer! He did it to him.
Go get it, Strick! Kobe!
That's
at
for
the
4.
buzzer.
That's for 4. That's
MJ.
a 7-point round.
MJ,
Stricky.
baby. Stricky, go get it.
Well done. All right, Dave, you need 7 to tie. You basically got to go perfect to win. Are you ready for your shot at the shootout?
Well, I guess I have no choice.
You do not. We'll get going here in 3, 2, and 1. He's the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. Trent Williams or Orlando Brown?
Orlando Brown.
Nope, it's Williams. He's the highest paid edge rusher in the NFL. Nick Bosa or TJ Watt?
Watt.
Yep, he's the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams?
Hill.
Yep, and he's the highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL.
10, 9,
Oh, offensive?
Defensive tackle.
6,
Defense.
5, 4, 3,
Can't even think of a defensive tackle up there.
Chris Jones.
It is not Chris Jones. It is
Peters. I mean, from Philly.
It is Aaron Donald.
AD, that's
Aaron
right.
Donald is the answer. He got that money.
Oh, that's right. He got paid.
Dave, you made a good run at it. Thanks for playing the game.
Good job, Dave.
You can hang up now if you're caller number 3 right now. Whether you're Dave or anyone else, you can win the $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Finish him.
Well done, Strick. Yeah. Okay, now Rico, as we wait for calls, is ready for the tiebreaker. Chomping at the bit, I can tell. Okay, here's the question. How many millions of dollars is the 2023 NFL salary cap?
I went first last time.
How many millions of dollars is the 2023 NFL salary cap?
225 million.
Over?
228 million dollars.
Got to be freaking kidding me, bro.
What a guess, Strick.
5-0.
You were right there. Right there.
Freaking.
That was a great guess. I was
freaking
busted, I was so close to saying under. Because I was like, no, there's the. I was like 225. That's kind of high.
Get off my line, bro.
5-0, baby.
No, we're starting over, bro. We starting over. It's a mulligan. I don't like this.
I thought you had that one.
Dang it.
Heck of a guess, though, Stricky.
Yeah.
Heck of a guess. All right, that's a good start to the football conversation. We'll get back into football in hour number 2. But again, we tease some Nebraska basketball transfer news. It's Karan McPherson that's in the portal. What does that mean for Nebraska? Why did this decision come about? What does it mean for the roster building? What does it mean for how the team's going to look? We'll get into all of that before we talk some NFL headlines and also some Husker football headlines with the spring game coming up. All that and more ahead, hour 2 on the block here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are putting all of the stops. Organic event, the lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to 4,000 trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
It's springtime, and you know what that means. It's sandal season at Brown Shoe Fit. To celebrate the start of the season, we're offering $10 off sandals under $105 and $15 off sandals $110 or more, now through May 14th. Enjoy brands like Atrex, Teva, Clarks, Taos, Keen, and many more on sale now. This still won't last long, so come on down to Brown Shoe Fit for our spring sandal sale. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. Brown Shoe Fit Lincoln, 66 NQ.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door.
Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time. J Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of the Tuesday show On the Block with you here on 93.7 Ticket. Thanks for tapping in with us here. I'm Austin Norman. He's Eric Strickland, who we are going to rely on big time. As we do all the time, but especially this segment, talking Nebraska basketball in the transfer portal. Before we do that, need to make sure that you got to be at Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul here in Lincoln.
Always got to get down there, man. I think I'm going to get down there, not this week. I'm still kind of in train mode, but I'm going to have to dip in there. I'm giving myself one splurge day a month until I get physically where I want to be.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then I'll maybe go a couple, maybe once a week or something, but I'm working on it.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Plates are always hot. The block is hot. That's why you're here. Yes. Our blockheads, we appreciate you. Let's dive right in, Strick. The news, Karan McPherson in the transfer portal, a 6'3", 200-pound guard for Nebraska, was here for 2 seasons. He redshirted his first season and then injured last year, was on track to play. All the reports out of preseason camp were that he was looking good, was going to play a role for this team, and then he busts his knee up, unfortunately. So what do you make of the news of Karan McPherson entering the transfer portal this afternoon?
So the way that I look at it is there probably was a conversation. I think maybe the staff is having trying to fill certain positions based on the style of play, trying to figure out. They already established their character. We know that there's a style that they like to play, and they're probably at this point trying to shape and mold players that have those type of skill sets that fit more in place for what they're trying to do and accomplish. I think a guy like Jamison from Battle from he could have been a guy that could fit in that type of system. I really think at the point guard position, you already have Ramel Lloyd that's very similar to Griesel with just a little bit more shake. He just has a little bit more, tricks in his bag. He has a little bit more. Griesel didn't shoot consistently well from 3. Ramel is streaky. So that's one of the areas he'll need to, definitely tighten up to get more consistent in. But he has post ability.
Because
he has mid range. Same 6'5", 6'6".
Okay.
Yeah, something like, say probably more 6'6" ish. So they have very similar archetypes in the way that the style that they play. I think he has a little bit more dimes in his bag, whereas he can get downhill, get in there, and still be creative.
A little more bend, a little more fluid, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit more fluid in his game. Yeah. So I think there was probably a conversation. They have a lot of guys kind of Q size, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much established that Jamarcus Lawrence is, some guy you like. You really like what he brings to the table. And so knowing that, then your next thing is, I need a 3-level guy. And I need him like right away, because I don't know what Keisei Tominaga is going to have, what that situation is going to be still. It's still not clear.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need somebody who's 3 levels. I mean, consistently 3 levels. Threes can create. Now just look at what Marquise Noel did for Kansas State in a transfer. For the way that just the dimes, he was 3 levels. He can get you from 3. He can create his own space and shot when he needed to, and then he was able to find guys on a dime. You need a 3-level guy. And so they're probably heavy in the portal trying to get them. And I still think they need a big man. They need space. They've only got 2 spots, but they still need
3
3 now. But they only had 2. So I'm thinking there's conversations that were being had, and there was probably shifting as to kind of where you fit. And at some point, a young man's got to make a decision. He's still young enough. He's still got enough time to be able to go and make his own way and path.
Should have all 4 years of eligibility left with the red shirt and with the medical red shirt.
Yeah.
So plenty of time, like you said, to find a home, find a role, and make a career. It's disappointing, I think, from the aspect of Nebraska was high on him heading into last season. He was ahead of DeMarcus Lawrence on the depth chart. Seemed like he had a role carved out. Maybe not as a starter, maybe a spot starter here or there, but would have been probably the guy to come off the bench and replace Griesel to some degree before he got hurt. So that's unfortunate. We won't get to see what he looks like, at Nebraska. I'm glad you brought up Keisei Tominaga, and then we'll get into the big man conversation. There's a target who has a visit coming to Lincoln this weekend, I believe. If Keisei Tominaga comes back, do you bring him back to run some one, or do you keep him pretty much off the ball?
I think it's going to depend on the discussions that you have. This is why I still think they're looking for a lead point guard, because there's so much uncertainty still as to what that's going to look like.
Because
I think
Jamarcus, you said, isn't really a 1.
No, he's not really a 1.
Ramel hasn't played at the college level yet.
Right. So there's still a lot that you want somebody that know that has done this and has gotten it done. Like even last year, we knew Griesel was capable. We saw Griesel's progression to being better late in the season. We saw early the struggles that ensued with him early on, facing a St. John's team that, guys are physical at you, in your face.
And athletic.
Yeah, and then super athletic. So we really didn't have a lead guard at all last year. So I think that's something that they understand is probably a weakness, because you want to be able to have somebody that can get you into stuff. And I thought Griesel did better. Now I'm not knocking him, but I just think he was limited in some of the things that he could do.
Just athletically.
Yeah.
And didn't have, like you said, the handle or the bag necessarily the other guys do. So what he did pretty well and consistently.
Yeah.
Just wasn't a wide range of things.
Exactly. And so that's why I think they need that. They that's one thing they need. I think having 3 spots open, I think you still got to go after another big man.
Let's get into that. They have a visit lined up for either this weekend or next weekend with Josiah Alec is the name. He's a Lincoln kid, went to Lincoln North Star. You might hear the last name Alec. That sounds familiar. Yes, he is a brother to Becca Alec, who's on the Nebraska volleyball team. Josiah started out at Kansas City, played with the Roos for 3 years. He transferred to New Mexico for last season, played 34 games, started all 34 of them. And Strick, to me, that's the template of what Nebraska is going for. Maybe he's a little small at only 6'8", but he can jump a little bit. He can be a little bit of a lob threat, but he only took 5 shots a game, shot 65% on him. Mid-tier kind of free throw shooter, not great, but 7 rebounds a game and 2.5 of them on the offensive end. So if he can be an energy big that, cleans up the glass, that I think is perfect.
Yeah, I think, he had better seasons in 21 and 22. Really started off well, but again, like I say, at some point, what ends up happening is scouting reports catch up with you. If once the scouting report catches up with you, you've got to have something to add and put into your bag. And so that's why you probably see a little bit of regression. Only played 17 games in 2022, 34 this year. But what you do notice that's consistent is his field goal percentage. You're glad you've got a forward at that range, good size, 235, who shoots over 55%. There's consistency there. I don't care what you're saying. The other thing is, you have capabilities from 3. Still with uncertainty as to Wilhelm Breidenbach's abilities to consistently shoot it. At least you've got somebody. He struggled last year, but he's capable, because in 2 of his best years, he shot 35 and 36% from 3. I'd like his rebound numbers to get up. They did increase a little bit this year. He's not a block timing type of guy, so you're not really going to get that from him, but you've got good feet. He's got a guy, that can move. But the other part that you like about him is that he's from here. So he's going to want to give his all in all to the success of Nebraska basketball, being that he'd be coming back home.
Absolutely. If Nebraska were to land Josiah Allick, I don't view him as a starter.
No.
I think he's the bench big, probably coming off the bench behind, at least for now, Blaze Cate. Is that fair?
Yeah. I still think they have, again, all of y'all that listening, I know you've heard me say this. If I'm on Nebraska staff, I have Drew Timme tape in the hands of Wilhelm Breidenbach. You need to become this when you return next year. And everything you see on this tape, you need to come back like this. I don't care what your workouts are. I don't care who's training you. You need to show him this tape, and then you need to return like this, Drew Timme type, because that's what we need you to be. Wilhelm Breidenbach plays way too straight up. I mean, back straight, up straight. You can tell. Again, I've asked you this question. What is the straightest line to any point?
The straightest line.
So if I'm on the wing, what is the straightest line to getting accomplished what I need to accomplish, and that's getting the bucket? What's the straightest line?
You just go straight to the basket. You don't go baseline. You don't top the key. You go from the wing to the front of the
straight.
rim. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one of the things that we was always taught. I was always trained on, that whatever move that I make, whatever counter I take, whatever jab to whatever, like a jab and go, whatever move that I'm take, the first thing I must accomplish is shoulder by body, straight by, not at an angle, not going from the wing to the free throw line, not going from the wing to the block. I'm, to off the block. I'm saying my shoulder by you. You're on my back. The next defender's got to make a decision. I'm either at the rim, I'm either into mid-range or into floater, or I'm in the drop a dime, because somebody's got to come help. Now, if the way defenses are set up, Austin, if I'm going wing towards free throw line or even towards the dotted, circle, then help is there. You understand? So defenses are set up that it puts pressure on defenses the more I'm straight line to the basket. This is why they tell you don't open up, square people off, because you want to make them go at angles as opposed to straight line.
Make the longest path.
Make the longest path. That gives you quicker help, shorter recover, right? So Breidenbach, if you look at every tape, there's not a move that I've ever seen, even with his shot fakes, when you get guys up, because here's why. I know he shoots kind of in an elevated stance, but in order for him to go, what do you got to do?
Go down.
Exactly. So when you take a shot fake, the next thing you do, if you get the guy off, you're going to have to drop and go. That's time. So that's why you always want to play at a lower leverage, place, so that my shot fake looks like a shot. And if you're in the air, I'm by you. I don't have to go down to go. I'm already by you. So that's something that Wilhelm struggles in.
And he's 6'10",
yeah,
I think, and not necessarily the most bendy. But is it fair to say that the most important dribble in getting to the rim is the first one?
Yes.
Because what
Yes.
Wilhelm will do sometimes too is he'll dribble straight down.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
not pushed out.
It's got to be pushed out. Yeah, man, you know what, Austin? What did they say about you? You're the shooting coach trainer in your mind. That's some real talk basketball stuff. Like my first shot fake is a push out by you, run by you, and I'm
Get
into
that
whatever
inside shoulder pass.
I'm into whatever I need to get to, and that's either the shot or to the hezzy. Oh, you don't come, then I pop it. Oh, I'm into the hezzy. After the push out, I'm into the hezzy. You step up. Ooh, I cross and I'm by you. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. You know, I might need to get back into training some young fellas about. I like the way you work. I like the way you think, Austin.
Appreciate you. Jay Foreman on the text line. He's popping off.
Uh-oh.
So we're gonna play fact or fiction. Jay says this statement is a fact. Josiah is better than anyone they got right now. Jay Foreman says that's a fact.
I would like to see more tape on him.
Okay.
So Jay probably has seen him more than him because Jay's been in Lincoln. He's seen him. He's watched him progress. I haven't seen enough tape to know fully because I've just seen a little bit of regression. That could be coaching. That could be the coach not, letting you do your thing, seeing somebody else come. There's a lot of stuff that could be into that.
And to step up a level. He went from the Summit League to the Mountain West.
Yeah.
So Mountain West to the Big Ten is even a bigger jump. Yeah. But again, if he's not asked to do too much, I think he could be an interesting piece.
Agree.
What I think is fiction is Jay says, I'd bam on Strickland.
Jay, let's just say this.
He doubled down. He just texted it again.
Let's just say this. You saw what happened to Giannis Antetokounmpo and who else?
Ja
Morant. Yeah. There'll be a charge taken. It'll be far enough out. You won't be able to get to the rim, and there's no bamming going on. Or there's some cramming, not bamming, meaning there's a little Oakley style. You may not like it, yeah. Jay. We will hug it out afterwards. You might be mad at me at that point, but I'm grabbing arms, elbows, and shoulders, and I'm not letting it happen, my boy.
Elsewhere on the text line, Byron sends a couple interesting thoughts here, Strick. He says that Rink Mast is starting at the 5. Kate is his backup, and then Brian Bach and Alec are the 4s. Do you think Rink Mast is the 4? Or do you think he's the 5?
I think the style of play, Rink Mast could probably be the 5, unless Keita just absolutely shows. I love things about him. I think one of the things about Keita in the offseason, he's got to work on his footwork. His gait is bad. He runs like he's older than Stricky. So there's some things that I'd like to see. His footwork is not great.
Okay, is that something you've mentioned that now with Breidenbach and with Keita? Is that their body type, or is that something they need to change in the conditioning and the athlete building?
Yeah, well, and so I can't fully say with I think I've watched enough film to know that Breidenbach was always like that in the straight up movements, because the more straight up you are too, the more when you're bumping into physical guys, who wins? Jay knows this.
Low man wins.
Low man wins. If I'm a linebacker and somebody comes through the hole, and you've got a little round mound of running back coming at you, you better get down there and be ready to take some shoulder action. Otherwise, you might get pummeled. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the same thing with basketball. When he makes his moves, he gets nudged off, pushed off. So then as he stops to make his counter, the physical of the chest, the bump or whatever, the shoulder, the forearm, throws him off, and then he ends up shooting these jump hooks that are fading, and they end up short or off target. He's got to be able to leverage into them, go up through the contact, and then be able to drop somebody off. He's not capable right now. That's why I say Drew Timmy tape.
How much of that is, traditional lifting strength, and how much of that is core?
It's definitely core. It could be injury because, it could be some tentativeness of wanting to, squat down,
right,
get down, explode off of, there's some things that probably come with that too. But you've got to figure that out mentally because, there's physicality that's required if you're trying to be the type of, and then if nobody believes in you, nobody believes you're going to take that shot. You're not going to get guys to bite off those. They're going to look at your scouting report and say, do not bite off of that. We're playing him like Derek Walker. At some point. You're going to have to knock some shots down.
2 things on Breidenbach before we get to another text from Byron. Number 1, if he's going to be watching the Timmy tape, he needs to come back with a Timmy mustache. Shave the beard, just the Fu Manchu. Give me Wilhelm Breidenbach with the Drew Timmy Fu Manchu.
You know what I would like to see him in? The Raleigh Fingers joint.
Oh boy.
I would love to see
Okay,
Wilhelm
now we're talking.
Breidenbach with the Raleigh Fingers twisty up joint.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about on the Sauter Heyman text line 402-464-5. Would you like to see Wilhelm Breidenbach in the Fu Manchu or with the goggles or the Raleigh Fingers roll up joint?
We need someone who's good at Photoshop to get on both of those. Give us goggles with the Fu Manchu. Give us goggles with the Raleigh Fingers. We need them both. We need a comparison. And
I would
we
love
need
to
it
see
yesterday.
that. I would love to freaking see that. That'd be awesome.
Okay, you mentioned the shot fake on him real quick. What percentage does he need to shoot from 3 to get guys to respect that shot fake?
35.
35? Yeah. Okay.
35. 32 is a little bit more inconsistent because he's not shooting enough of them.
Yeah.
So if you're down in the low 30s, I'll take my chances on that on a couple of shots. You know what I mean? If you're in the 35 plus range and you're only taking a few, you're gonna have to respect that a little bit because that could be the difference between, pushing the lead or getting back into a game, or you'd have to get out there and make sure you challenge that.
The second thing Byron sent on the text line, he said, call me optimistic, but if we get the 3 Nebraska kids, so I assume, Byron, you're talking about Wright, Sal, Salas, and Alec would be the 3 Nebraska kids. He says, if we get those 3 Nebraska kids, I don't know how that's not a tourney roster. We would have no project guys on the roster anymore, and we'd be legit 10 deep. I don't know if I'd go that far. They still have to prove it that they play together.
Yeah.
But you could have a lot of interesting lineup combinations.
Yeah, a lot of versatility in your lineup conversations. Then I would still like to see Wilcher get more consistent. The scouting report is out on him. He needs to come back with a little bit more. I would say he'd have to come back with a little bit more handle in his game, a little bit more creativity. Definitely his mid-range would need to be on point. So I would like to see that. Who else? I think when I look
we
at
get Juwan Gary back.
I like him. I think just his ability to be able to knock down an open one. He doesn't have to take a lot of threes. I just think his ability when he gets it to knock it down, stay aggressive, keep him in open court, push the ball to him, let him get one-on-one or one-on-two opportunities to be able to finish with his athleticism at the rim. Jamarcus Lawrence, I love the spark that he brings coming into the games, getting you off both in the first and the second halves. He continue to be that kind of spark, but he's also has the ability to create, get in the paint. I think he needs to be better in his decision-making once he does create. I would like to see that. Obviously Casey does what he does. And I would like to see some of the other guys just be able to mix in Mex and Jail. I like Ramel Lloyd to be able to take some of the Greasel type of situations, advantage against certain teams. You're going to have that against a lot of Big Ten teams. Get down there, put them in the post, let doubles come, because I think he has a little bit more creativity inside there to be able to take advantage of post situations and also be able to push. I still think Sam Hoiberg has a place. I love the fact that he can defensively lock down. He's scrappy. He's going to get you a lot of things. So I still think they've got a good makeup, but I'd like to see how the additions would fit in.
With the roster they have right now, I was kind of going through this as you're throwing those guys out there. I had to keep adding to the list how I think they'd fit in.
Yeah.
With the lineup right now, no other additions as of right now. The lineup that I think I would most like to see it and be the most interested in would be Ramel Lloyd, Jamarcus Lawrence, Keisei Tominaga, Juwan Gary at the 4, Rick Mast at the 5.
I'd have nothing against that. I know Juwan Gary would be capable of handling himself. He's a dog. He's physical. As long as he feels confident coming off of the injury, as far as with the arm and shoulder or whatever, I would feel confident in throwing that lineup together. Yes.
And again, that's just one of many. So as the roster comes together, we'll keep having that conversation throughout the summer as they get into workouts and turn the page. But we got the spring game coming up this weekend, and Steve Sipple talking about it, writing about it. We'll get his insight, what he's looking forward to, what he's watching for, and some other just Nebraska football thoughts in general. We'll talk to Steve after this.
For great views, go to Kansas. For unforgettable views of action-packed racing, go to Kansas Speedway. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 6th and 7th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employees today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. And you can check out our spaces before you visit in person with a virtual campus tour. An opportunity to see our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, and Milford as you learn about our programs and areas of study. There are virtual tours of our learning centers too. We can even take you on a personalized virtual tour. Learn more on our website, southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Welcome back, Husker fans. Eustace Body Shop is happy to welcome the best fans in college football back to Lincoln. With gold-class certified service, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop can call the right place to keep you in the game. Whether it's in Lincoln at 88th and Highway 2 or at any of our other 5 locations across Nebraska, Eustace Body Shop can help get you back on the road. Go Big Red.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $20 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather, air conditioning, heating, electrical, and plumbing.
Sunny skies, warm, windy conditions here for our Tuesday, an afternoon high of around 78. Southeast winds could gust near 30 at times. We'll see a chance of scattered thunderstorms late this evening into tonight, with a low down to around 60. A high tomorrow of around 76 with another chance of evening thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 97 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes. Welcome back to On the Block. East Strick here, and your boy, Austin Orman, my partner, my friend, my crime syndicate member of On the Block, and all the blockheads out there on YouTube's Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't think I missed one. And we're also, where else can they find us on television?
Yeah, we're on TV. TV stars now. Allo channel 951.
Aloe. See,
951.
See, 951 aloe. And that's like if you have some aloe vera. If you want to be real smooth, just turn the aloe and you'll be able to tap in on and watch us live right here on the block.
Professor Rick, use some aloe.
There
aloe
he
vera,
is.
that is. And you get home.
That's
It's
it,
your
my
Allo
boy.
cable subscription.
That's your Allo cable subscription. But join us on the Sutter Heyman, no, not Sutter Heyman text line, but on the Honda Lincoln hotline is our friend of the show, also member of Early Break, and that is our guy, Steve Sipple. Shut up, Sipple. Like before you even get to talk, I'm telling you, shut up, Sipple.
I like that that aloe vera deal you had with the smooth transition to TV. I like it.
Yeah, man, we gotta do a little something. I mean, you guys are the the solid foundation of getting the day started for everybody that tunes in, taps in, and comes in to 93.7 The Ticket and on the Allo channel 951. But we have you here, so we're appreciative of you joining us on the block, and we're going to talk a little bit about some football and some basketball on the Nebraska side as we continue to approach spring game. A few days left now, and Austin has got a full load for you there. But I want to talk about some basketball stuff now because Q McPherson just jumped into the transfer portal. We knew that there was a lot of guards with similar kind of archetypes that he possesses. You probably have to ask the question, Sip, was there conversations that was going on behind the scenes, just letting them know that, we like you, but there's something we're looking to bring in here. We don't know kind of how you fit. That would cause him to get out there because we really haven't got a chance to see him. It's been limited in what we've seen of him, but he jumps in. But that gives us 3 positions left. What are we looking for right now, Sip? Like, what is it that we really need as we're looking at other players from local kids looking to come back?
Well, I mean, you're definitely in the hunt for the Sienna point guard. And McCollum, I think it's Xavier McCollum. It's probably, in fact, I just made a call on that. I think it's down to Nebraska and Oklahoma, and that's what Robin Washut of Husker Online is basically saying, and I think he's right. So, I mean, I know Nebraska badly wants the Sienna point guard, badly. I think I'd give a slight edge to Oklahoma. I think we'll know by Friday. That's, all these things are a little fluid. You know how it goes in this world, but that's the best I can do on that. Hunter Salas, obviously Nebraska's going to have a great shot at Hunter Salas. Now, that conversation gets interesting because I don't think he's a point guard.
Right.
I maybe you could talk yourself into that, but it would be hard. And I've tried to talk. Let's put it this way: I've tried to talk myself into Hunter Salas being a point guard, and I just can't do it. But they got a shot at him. That's probably the biggest news. As far as McPherson goes, I think it's sort of there's one pleasant take and there's sort of one unpleasant take. The pleasant take on Quorum McPherson is if he's getting in the portal, it perhaps indicates that they have something. That they're pretty confident about something coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Now my other take is not as pleasant, and it's just basically a sign of the times take. I'm always interested in these situations, like with McPherson, how in the media we just say, well, he just wasn't a fit. Just wasn't, it's just not the kind of guy you can win with. Well, then why was he here in the first place?
Right.
That's the one thing I don't understand about these conversations of guys that go into the portal. Well, it just wasn't going to work. Well, I mean, at some point, somebody thought it was going to work, right? So some of that stuff is beyond me, but I think it maybe shows that they feel good about somebody, and it could be somebody, I guess. We don't know. I think I got a good handle on the Siena kid. We'll have to see on that one. We'll have to see on that one.
Mm-hmm.
On the big man side of the basketball transfer conversation, Steve, do you think Nebraska needs someone more along the lines of a John Hugley, kind of a playmaking, scoring big man, or like a Josiah Alec who's locked in a visit where he's more an energy rebounding type of guy?
Yeah, I don't know much about Alec. I just saw Robin post that story. I don't know much about that kid. Hugley, I thought, now I was wrong. I was erroneous in thinking that they could get both the Bradley Center and Hugley, I guess we're pronouncing it. I thought it made sense to have both of them, and I thought there was a chance, but obviously that ship sailed right away when Rink Mance, the Bradley kid, chose Nebraska, and then quickly the Pitt center Hugley, scratched Nebraska off the list. So I thought they would both work here, but anyway. I think they might be. Again, I don't know much about the New Mexico kid, the New Mexico transfer, so I don't want to go too far down that road.
Okay, so when I looked at it this way, I think there's a need, Sip, and just let me know if I'm kind of off track. I think there's a need for another big man. I think there's a need for a 3-level type scoring, passing, shooting type of guard, whoever that may be at the point. And I think you can use another wing play, which would give you the diversity that it looks like Fred likes to have in the way that he plays and the style that he plays, that he can throw so many different things at you that makes it tough to scout and to prepare for.
I got it. Yeah. Now, can you get another big with one already in the boat? That's one thing. But yeah, I'm with you on that. All that all makes sense. I mean, I would emphasize this: they're off to a great start in this portal little voyage they're on. I mean, it's this round of the portal. I mean, the 2 guys they got in the boat are excellent. I thought the kid from Charlotte was. I mean, I don't know if this is the case, but I thought he had to be the number 1 target. I don't know if he was the number 1 target, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was the number 1 target. And maybe you could convince me that Hugley should have been the number 1 target, but the 2 guys they got are good. And now, they're in position for some guys, and let's see where it goes. And I know this, and I hope people understand this. Fred's working. I mean, this is as hard as Fred's got so much on his plate right now. It's amazing how hard these coaches work this time of year. I mean, he's Zoom calls. He's courting guys. He's on the phone constantly. And by the way, he's got guys here that he's coaching, and they have time with them. It is unbelievable what this sort of new age of college sports has. Real coaches just work in an incredible amount of hours. Fred told Robin that he had never worked as hard as he did a couple weeks ago. This was after the season. I mean, this was April. I mean, so it's really fascinating to me.
You mentioned number 1 targets on the recruiting trail. Let's shift our focus to Nebraska football. Which position group do you think gets the most targets or touches on Saturday? Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends?
I would think the receivers, but I don't know. I mean, you might be able to convince me on the running back part. I don't know how they'll go with it. I don't know what they'll want to show in the passing game, and they might just try. See, it's a tough question because they might want to lean on the run game, and then it becomes a question of, is the run game effective? Can they lean on it and get first downs? It'll be really interesting. So it's a good question. I do think we're going to see like a legitimate scrimmage, we'll call it. There's going to be hitting. It's not going to be touch football. So we are. I mean, I do think we got to kind of prepare ourselves for that. I mean, that's the reason I say that is because I'm not. I mean, I know I'm not used to it. I'm not used to going over to a spring game and sort of being in evaluation mode. I mean, I always kind of go in with that. I always kind of go in with that mindset, but then within the first 5 plays in recent years, I've been like, what am I doing? Just figure out something to write and get the hell out of here. But this year, I might be more apt to say, okay, let's look at the tackle matchups with the edge guys and see what that looks like. Have those tackles improve their pass blocking? What kind of explosion does Nebraska have off the edge? What does Chief Borders bring? What's Jamar Butler bring? What's Gunnerson bring? What's MJ Sherman? They need explosion. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Stephon Wynn. What's that look like? He's a house now. I mean, he got big. He's in a good way. He looks fine. Stephon Wynn looks different to me. He's just bigger. He's had a good camp. Nash has had a good camp. So I'm interested in all that. And I think we're going to be able to evaluate quite a bit.
So you're going to be watching players, but at a more macro, big picture level, are there any aspects of, Nebraska football and the vision that Matt Rule has for it that you're going to be watching for to see if you can see any sort of the outline of that vision on Saturday?
I want to see, I guess, just would fall under the umbrella of overall execution and cleanliness. How clean are they? I mean, is there a lot of flags? Is it sloppy? I've seen a lot of sloppy at Nebraska for many years, gotten kind of used to sloppy. Not necessarily just flags, just kind of sloppy play. Not terribly sloppy, but, come on, what are we talking about? They haven't been to a bowl game since 2016. So, okay, I guess a better answer. Do I see a team that matches kind of what Matt talks about, Rule, which is a pretty good team? I mean, he likes this team. All you got to do is go back over the course of spring and look at the stuff he says. And I know what you might be thinking right now. Well, what else is he going to say? He doesn't have to say the stuff he says.
No.
I mean, he doesn't have to. People will say, well, Sipple, what do you expect him to say? That they're bad? No, coaches don't say that. But they don't have to be effusive in their praise. They don't have to say it was a really good culture, like he says. They don't have to say we have several NFL players. He doesn't have to say that, but he does. He doesn't have to say this team is bought in at a high level, but he does. He doesn't have to say that. So I want to see what that looks like. I'm optimistic. I'm really optimistic. I think they're pretty good. I think they're going to be a team that's in every game. And we'll just see, if they can if he can turn the screws and maybe turn some of those close losses into wins.
You heard from Marcus Satterfield and Donovan Raiola today. We'll start with Marcus Satterfield, who talked up Heinrich Haarberg and the work he's been doing, especially as a runner at the quarterback position. Does Haarberg have a shot at being QB3 this year, or do you still think his best home is somewhere else on the roster?
Oh, no, I think he's a quarterback. I do think he has a shot at being QB3. I'm glad you asked it that way. I don't think he's going to be a QB1. I mean, they got 2 guys. I think, obviously, they're both guys have been QB1s ahead of him. So, I think Heinrich has a chance. They seem to like him. They really like him as a runner. I think what it'll come down to with Heinrich is he's got to prove himself as a passer. He can run it. I mean, that he's showing that, and he's getting a chance to show it because they're going live with the quarterback. They have to tackle him, and he's good in that. That's a great development for him. It's probably a pretty good development for Sims too. Those guys are good runners. So, no, I think Heinrich. I think he wants to be a quarterback. I almost feel for him, like when he did his media appearance early in the spring. I think one of the first questions was that, I mean, what position would you play if you weren't a quarterback? I felt bad for him. Like, well, if I were him, you know me, I'm a little more surly than most people. I would say, why are you asking me that? What the hell kind of question is that? I'm a quarterback. Why are you asking me what position I'm going to play? I'm a quarterback. I hope that's his mindset. So yeah, I think he'll stay there.
The other thing Marcus Satterfield brought up was the competition at quarterback. And really for the first time since the Adrian Martinez, Tristan Gebbia competition, there is a quarterback competition at Nebraska, but it hasn't necessarily dominated the headlines. Yeah, it's been talked about. Yeah, it's a big deal, but there's been so much going on. I don't think we, as a, Nebraska football observing body, have really stepped back to think about what it means that there is an actual competition to be QB1 at Nebraska. Just how healthy is that for a program sometimes to take that step back and make someone earn QB1 instead of having them, come in as the anointed one?
Yeah, that's a good point, Austin. I think we haven't been talking about address that first. We haven't been talking about it much because I don't think there's a big competition between Sims and Heinrich. I think the competition is ahead of us. And if there is a real competition between Harburg, Purdy, and Sims, we don't know because we're not seeing it. We just don't see practice. There's been times, a lot of years in the program's history since Osborne, where we saw, like Eric would remember, we used to see every play of every scrimmage. So we had a good feel. We had a really good feel. Then, even into the Callahan years, we saw a lot of practice. And then in Bo years, we saw a little bit, not much. Riley years, we saw a lot at times. Frost shut it down, so we don't see anything. Now we don't see anything. There might be a competition we just don't know about. It doesn't seem like it. It's not portrayed that way. But having 4 scholarship guys going at it every day is a great thing. And then you're going to add a couple in August with Casey Thompson and Logan Smothers. So it's all, hey, Austin's great. It's just great. It's great for that position. It's part of the reason why that depth is surely a reason they feel they can go live with them. Mm-hmm. But I'm 100% in agreement with you if you're suggesting it's a good thing that they have that. Because I think it's a great thing.
Let's finish up with the defensive side of the ball. Corey Collier, transfer in from Florida, mentioned that learning Tony White's defense was pretty easy and it was simple. And when I first heard that, I'm like, don't you want to be a little complex, make it hard for the offense to figure out what you're doing? But then as I thought about it more, defense is where you want your athletes to shine. See ball, hit ball. Yeah, you have to be able to diagnose to some degree. But if Nebraska's best athletes are on the defensive side of the ball, I think simple can work, can it?
Oh, I'd be careful with that, Austin. I mean, it's in the Big Ten. I mean, I sit next to a guy every morning, and I've learned a lot from him in Bill Bush. You can't be too simple. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but there's a line there. I mean, you can't just line up and say, guys, just go get the ball. In the Big Ten, you just get sliced up by great coaches.
Right.
So, no, you got to be multiple. You got to be ready for a lot. And that's one guy's opinion, by the way. That's just Collier talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm glad he feels that way. But as you know, Austin, guys learn at different rates. They're all a little different. The next guy might come up there and say, no, it's really complicated. It's hard. It's really hard to learn. It's great because it'll be hard for the offense because we're coming from different. We're throwing a lot of coverages, which they are. They're throwing a lot of different personnel looks. So the one thing I'm not worried about is Tony White's defense is being overly simple. I'm not worried about that.
Last thing then, any defensive players in that back seven, linebackers or defensive backs that you're going to have your eye on Saturday?
Yeah, I'll have my eye on the corner job opposite of Newsome. I mean, we know Newsome, Quentin Newsome, the senior, is going to be a starter at corner. They've talked about him as a certain NFL player. The job opposite him is open. Now, Malcolm Hartzog started there for the, final 8 games last year. He replaced Tommy Hill. But they're moving him around. I mean, they really like Malcolm, but they have moved him around. Now, he could end up at that corner spot. But if it's not Malcolm Hartzog, there's a long line of applicants. I mean, it's Tommy Hill is back in that discussion. Even they've mentioned Miles Farmer being in that discussion. They've mentioned Javier Morton in that discussion. They haven't mentioned Braxton Clark, by the way. There's just a bunch of guys that could be that corner opposite Newsome. So I'd watch that. You know, I'm interested in what they do at Rover. Here's the thing. They're going to move guys around a lot. So I'm not going to get I wouldn't get too locked into certain players at certain positions because they're going to move personnel a lot. But yeah, that one corner job I'm interested in.
It's Steve Sipple of Early Break with Sip and Jake, and Coach Bill Bush, of course, also writing for Husker Online. Steve, appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us. We'll look forward to reading you, listening to you, and then talking to you next week.
Okay, well, I look forward to talking to you again, too. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Always
That's
good
a good preview.
Stuff. Always.
If you want more spring game preview coverage, don't forget that all of us, all your favorite ticket personalities, will be out at Tipsy Tina's starting at 10:30 on Saturday. We'll take you all the way up till kickoff at 1 o'clock, and then post-game will start at 3. And DP says we're going as long as we have callers. So make sure you stop by Tipsy Tina's if you're heading down to the Haymarket. Say hi to all of us. Then get your thoughts in on post-game right here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, Jay's banging on the door trying to get in. Kenny's looking into. We should probably cross over with the old school crew and give them their space. We've done our job strict, but if they're going to be pushy, I suppose we can give them a little time.
A little bit. Let's get to them.
We'll get to them in a sec.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This spring season, James Enterprise Incorporated shows their deep appreciation to our veterans, active soldiers, and all of our military families. The courage and dedication to our safety shall never be forgotten. This special reminder brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and material, call them at 402-432-6740. Wishing all a safe spring season.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled bird sandwich, all beef split grilled hot dog, and a version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carry out, or schedule catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn reward on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing. That's 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mentioned you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looks pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's Fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I don't care what you say. It's nothing like being a day in the life of 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Off air.
Off air action is prime. This is prime real estate right here. Off air action, especially when Jay, what you gonna do? You say you gonna do something? Jay, what you gonna do? Jay?
We on air now. We can't do that. We can't talk about that.
Jay said he was gonna bam on Strick. I said, wait a
I'd
minute.
hammer one on you. Hammer hard too. Cock that thing way back on you. You better ask somebody.
Strick getting in shape. You better watch out, bro.
I don't care what shape you in. Yeah, that thing is coming. That's nature versus nurture. This force is coming through this bad boy.
Strick getting in shape. You better watch it.
He will end up like Ja Morant.
Oh Lord.
Or Giannis.
Yeah,
he would not get to the rim, my boy.
I'm so glad you said that, because these young guys nowadays think they can just get to the rim on you. I'm like, listen, you're not going to get to the rim.
No, sir.
You think you finna dunk him?
No,
I ain't got
sir.
dunked on in 52 years. You think you?
No, I did get got. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you, I got, and I got trying to step in
Vince
late. No,
did you jump? That's the question.
No. It
So
was,
you
it was a
didn't get
charge.
got.
It was a charge.
You didn't get got.
Who dunked on you?
Steve Francis got me.
Ooh, not Stevie
But
Franchise.
he had explosive hops.
He had hops.
Between
Stevie
him
Franchise
Stevie Franchise got you. When he was with Houston.
Him and Baron Davis, they
Baron-
get up
B.
on
Davis,
you quick.
ooh.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
B. Davis was
Davis bringing it down.
He
Just
was
freaking
angry.
angle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was
So-
mad with it.
B. Davis not.
No,
never
not B.
got me.
Davis. No,
But franchise.
Stevie
I
Franchise
came
got
over. Tried to catch a late one. Stuck my foot on the restricted, but he was already in there. I was like, God dang it, got me.
Stevie Franchise.
Yeah, he got me.
Hey,
But
It happens though.
It happens.
Everybody got dunked on.
Everybody. I would say everybody didn't got some, and to include Mutombo, who tried to say he didn't get it by Jordan. He tried to get him with the wave, but Jordan gave it back to him.
Got
So-
him the next week
got
too.
him
No,
next week.
I happened to catch some. Listen, I was at that dunk contest one, front row,
Which
in
one?
center. Vince
With
Carter.
his
Oh,
elbow in the
with-
cookie
When
jar.
he did all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we saw you with your bling bling jumping up.
Oh, you saw that? You saw it on YouTube?
Come on, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead. Finish your story.
But when I tell you in game, he came down on us. I don't even think I was in the game this time. I might have lost it on the bench, and I had to calm down because if you lose it too hard on the bench, coach might go in on you.
Oh,
right? Especially Don Nelson. So he comes down and he did a reverse 360 in game, off the fast break, fast. He jumps and turns this way and banged on us. I said, yo, this dude is insane. The stuff I used to see. Now, listen, on the sneak, Tracy McGrady was like that too.
Yeah.
Prime T-Mac.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. He goes way up and gets that.
Yes.
So yeah, I used to love watching them two boys in Toronto. They was fun to watch.
Let's pause 10 seconds. Radio.
I don't want to pause.
We have to. We're on radio today.
Gotta pay bills, bro.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Angry Strick on one.
I'm on one today,
It's
man.
Monday.
Yeah,
I mean,
man, it got
Tuesday.
in my mind
You got it
today,
in his
man.
face?
Get that in your head that easy?
Man,
you know what
because I
happened.
need to give you something.
You,
Oh, I
know,
need,
you
boy,
know exactly what will happen. That's why I'm in your head.
boy, negative.
See, because somebody came up to me and just said they're gonna run me over. I just said, yeah, whatever. So you know, because you've heard when I was over there at that rec center where we used to be breaking rims and stuff. So you know what was happening. Once I get up off the ground Strick, how I elevate to 10 and a half feet, and I'm just hammering that bad boy.
Strick.
With the strength of street knowledge.
He ain't getting off the floor like that.
I'm not getting off like
Yeah,
that.
I am.
Are you?
Yeah,
Seriously?
still every year I can dunk.
No.
I do the Marcus Johnson every year. But Strick,
He said
all
the
jokes
Marcus
aside, though, man, I'm telling you, man, that Josiah Alec can play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to
And
see
when
some
he
more
was
film
when
on
he
it.
was in college, he was on the same team as Donovan Williams.
Okay,
There wasn't any difference. He's efficient. Well, at least in high school, he's efficient scorer. He's gotten better every
I-
single
I-
year.
I like his
Now,
numbers.
Last year, I think he was good. I think the team wasn't as good as the year
Yeah.
before. I think
He
with-
transferred
yeah,
from
yeah.
Kansas City to New Mexico last
Yeah,
year.
and so the thing is that I like about him is that he can run the court.
Mm.
He has the ability to drive and get to the hole, kind of like D-Walk, what you need in Fred's offense, it seems like, right?
Mhm.
And then he'd be a good Batman and Robin to the big man that came in and Blaze Keaton.
Okay.
And take the pressure off of Goggles to play that role.
Timmy Tate. I still
Goggles?
Okay.
I need Timmy Tate.
We were going back and forth on this. Strick says he wants Breidenbach to come back with the Raleigh fingers. I'm saying if you're going to go full Timmy, he has to have the Fu Manchu.
And a headband.
Oh,
he got to get the big one though. The big when LeBron get the
Like the
when he got
2
the
inch.
hair plugs,
Yeah,
he got the big,
yeah.
when you put two headbands together.
Did you say hair plug?
He did get hair plugs, so he had the two together.
You know,
you didn't know that?
They didn't work.
You know.
When there's a hole in your roof. there's a hole in
Oh
your
man,
roof.
y'all
Fred
stupid.
Drake.
But hey, LeBron, hey,
Let it go.
It's time. Let it. I think you better let it go. Hey, it looks like a receding hairline. Oh, hey. Oh no, I'm just playing. Okay, go ahead.
hey, let me ask you: if you was guarding LeBron, would you start getting on that head?
Oh, I would tear it up.
No, you would.
I would be in his. I would be like, damn, bro, you need, real talk, man. You need to go on and just.
You should be like, hey, Bron, you know when I hit this three in your face, you know you gotta let that hair go.
Did I tell you the history of the eyeball sandwich 3 that I'm glad I got indemnified from?
And on you?
Yeah.
From Bron?
No.
From who?
Okay.
Not Steve Francis again.
No.
Who hit Ray Allen?
No. Boston Celtics.
Rip Hamilton.
Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacer game. Playoffs. Crucial. Game on the line. It might have been game 5 or 4. It was one. It was a turner. It was like it was going to make difference on if we had a chance to stay or not. Paul Pierce has the ball, isolation out top. I know him from Kansas. I played with him. This is after I played in Boston, so I know P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Truth.
The truth.
Al Harrington wants to
Guard him.
stand his hands out wide like he was about to do something.
I think
Don't do it, Big Al.
And then
Don't do it.
I go over to Al Harrington. And I'm like, yo, I got him. Al Harrington pushed me away like I was a little chump, threw me to the side and said, no, I got him. And took that eyeball sandwich for a game. I mean, Paul talking to him the whole time.
Yeah, I remember this.
I'm about to give it to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot it right here. I'm gonna hit
He
you
had the
right
head
here.
cocked too,
You ain't nothing you gonna do about it.
And
And
then
then
the headband way up here.
yeah. And then Al was like, I got you. You ain't going nowhere. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hand
He
down,
hit him with that hezzy.
man down.
Back up. All draws.
I'm getting it pulled up.
You about
I'm finding the tape.
man, when I
So-
tell you, I was glad I didn't take that eyeball sandwich. I'm glad I
But
could
you was
just watch
looking at him in the.
I was looking at him
on the
like,
plane,
dang, bro, you told you should.
Right? Be careful
I'm looking
what
at
you ask for.
I
careful
told you
what
should
you
let me
ask
get
for.
him, my boy.
Exactly.
Okay, we got the tape here, Jed.
Oh, that's
I'm
it.
rolling it. I'm rolling it. Here we go.
Look.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I
What
got
you
you.
want, boy?
I do remember that.
Yeah. What?
His hands down though.
Look at Harrington.
Look at his hands on his hips. You can't
Look,
play
look.
defense like that.
Back up.
Got it.
Bang!
Take that.
Look, Stricky, right? Man, I was
Oh,
salty, man.
look away.
Yeah, I wish you would have seen him push me away,
That's
though.
disrespect.
They didn't show that one. There's another version where
See,
he
right there,
pushed me.
right there. When he went to the right,
I would've-
you got to rush him right
Yeah,
there.
you
Oh, it's a
gotta rush him
rush.
right there.
It's a rush.
Okay, from the top. One more time, from the top.
You
Whole-
should have
whole
seen him
sequence.
push me
Whole
away.
sequence.
He just talking to this man.
Why he cock his head to the neck
Man,
to the
look
side
at
like that? He gonna get a neck cramp. Look at him.
It's kind of a bro.
Look, watch this. Right there, rush.
I would have rushed him. Yeah.
Right, rush.
Oh, take that. That right, me. I'm right there. That's man. I couldn't believe it. But I was
That's
glad.
the best
Better
angle
him
right
than
there,
me.
though. That's
Man.
the best angle right there.
Look at his eyes. He ain't even looking at you as the defender. He's looking at the clock.
Yeah.
Don't take the ball from him.
Yeah, that was funny, my boy. That was a great. That was one of my great.
What's the
moments.
best trash talking line you heard during the game from either on the team or the opponent?
I haven't told you the Gary Payton one. I told him.
I heard it one day.
You heard it?
I heard him.
So I'm a rookie, but I'm giving Gary some work that day. I had like 28. Like I'm giving Gary work.
That glove don't
But
fit.
are you saying something to him?
But I'm
He's a
a
rookie.
rookie,
He's
so
scared.
I ain't
Doing your
scared.
thing,
But
yeah.
I'm just doing my thing, trying to keep my contract. Got my little Allen Iverson threes on. I'm trying to roll.
We did this. We did determine that was Strick's favorite shoe
That
to
was my
play in the
favorite
AI 3.
Yeah,
Really?
yes, sir. It was yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So, man, GP gets the ball in the post. I know GP's moves. GP 2 to the middle, like Spreewell. 2 to the middle, drop step, go to the left. That's his joint. He did that move. I swipe, hit the ball. He lost it. Somehow grabs it on the fumble and just happens to toss it in. I said, oh, okay, good shot. He said, yeah. I would have to dump it. Yeah, MF, that was a good shot. No. I said, that's why I'm killing you tonight. He said, shut up, rookie. My wife makes more than you.
Yeah.
That hurt my heart.
Yeah,
That hurt my heart.
Yeah, that's cold right there.
That was cold-blooded. And what could I say, my boy? I was like, you probably right, my boy. Yeah. Your wife is making more than Stricky right
Remember what he said about Jake? Because Jason Kidd's from Oakland,
Mhm.
and he's like,
Wait,
yeah,
kid's from Oakland? I
Yeah,
forgot
Jason,
that.
yeah, he's from the Bay,
But
Alameda.
he said his name ain't Jason, it's Asen because he ain't got no J. Yeah. Oh, he was and said it right there, like if, in the interview, like yeah, he ain't got no J. Gary Payton talking.
Yeah,
crazy.
Him and Ricky Pierce, serious.
Pierce.
Ricky Pierce was serious talker too.
Really?
Yes, sir. Ricky Pierce, rifleman. Y'all remember his name?
Chuck Person?
Oh, Chuck Person.
That's the
Chuck
that's
Person.
the rough one,
Chuck
the
Person,
rifleman,
rifleman.
yeah.
Chuck Person talks.
For you guys don't know, he was a good shooter.
Yeah, he
that's
can
why we
shoot.
call him the rifle
From Auburn.
From Auburn.
Yeah, he been matter of fact, he was in that stuff with all them coaches getting paid. He had to take the fall for
Oh,
it.
that's right. That's right.
He had
took
to
the
he had to
foul.
fall. He had to take the fall for it. Rifleman. He just bagman then.
Charles Barkley talk. He talks a lot.
Barkley
Chuck,
does?
Of course.
Chuck MJ does, but you just leave him alone. Don't mess with him.
I'm gonna tell you.
As long as you
somebody-
don't leave him, as long as you don't say nothing, you might get through.
I'm gonna tell you somebody that if I was in the NBA, I don't care where I was, like status wise, and me only being 6'2", and this is because I got connected with Steph Marbury, and I knew Wally Zerbiak, and I know Sam Cassell. The things that KG says to people,
Oh gosh,
and especially
facts.
The way that about Wally Zerbiak. So like when the Timberwolves drafted Wally Zerbiak, he just had that run at Miami of Ohio.
Mhm.
He a good looking dude.
Nice looking dude.
And he came in his rookie year, and it was like his second or third year, and he wasn't afraid to take the big shot.
Mhm.
See, people don't realize before KG actually kind of went
Yeah,
before
emerged.
he went to
Mhm.
Boston, he was always known as the guy that was afraid to take the big shot and a choker. Because when the Timberwolves had Stephon Marbury, Tom Gugliotta before he
Mhm.
blew his knees out.
Tom Gugg.
Hold on. And they had your boy Michael Olowokandi when he was just a little sweet. And then KG.
Oh,
Didn't you have to hear what
His name was a candy man, though.
No, that's to say because Stephen A. Smith
okay.
says, man, if you Olowokandi, just give me something sweet.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
not what you
Okay,
think.
okay.
They should have. They had been up on. There was like OKC up on the Warriors.
Yeah.
Up 2-1, 3-1 on the Lakers, and then KG would never show up. Like when you need him to have 20 plus, he'd be in like 8. He like with Karl Anthony Towns. But so Wally Zerbiak was starting to hit big shots, you know, and plus he's new.
He's new.
And you know, KG was young. I think he just first got that big contract, hence the name Big Ticket. Zerbiak was getting some treatment. Just sitting up this is back when you had the old school taping thing, you just sitting there chilling. So KG was salty about it. So they must have asked Zerbiak about something. He's like, look, I'm just here. I ain't afraid of big shot. That's all he said. I'm gonna shoot it. KG came in there, man, tried to punk him. And you know, I guess Zerbiak's dad is from Brooklyn. His dad played overseas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his dad's from Long Island or Brooklyn.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
His dad got some
probably got
credit.
some mob.
But his dad got hood credit. And same with Wally. They said that KG, when Wally looked down to get the newspaper, stole on him, and then he was up out of there. Stephon Marbury didn't like him. We used to call riding spinner Spreewell.
Yeah,
didn't really care for him, and my man Cassell.
Wow.
Because he talks.
Get it off.
He
off.
talks reckless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he talks very reckless. You heard what he said to Joakim Noah. Man, you know, Joakim was a big fan, and then they had the free throw line, and he basically said, Joakim said, "Man, I got your posters, man. Can you help me?" He basically said, "Get off my."
Yeah.
And tell you to come here.
Ooh, Ice Cube.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Old school. See, if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, you know. Great stuff. Old school's coming up next. Y'all are on fire, I'm sure. The weather is beautiful. Look forward to hearing what's going on Old School. Check back in with them. They're here today, tomorrow, and next day. All good for Saturday as well. We're out of here on the block. Peace.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts